have to make time to write. That's what helps me to push forward in life, period. I have to write something.
Yeah, and I feel I mean I used to write nothing big, but I feel that way when I'm reading a book. Like I just have to make the time. Even if I'm tired at night, I try my best to like, okay, I'm gonna turn on my light and I'm gonna read at least a chapter. I love reading, but finding the time to do so with everything else
Yes.
is just so sometimes so
Mhm.
difficult. All right, so this cover. Tell us.
I did.
Did you?
Hmm.
Did you?
I did. I did. Who you thought drew it?
Tell it. No, I knew it was you.
Yeah, I drew this. I don't know. I love flowers. I love trees. I'm always doing something with flowers and trees. And I just one day, I don't know. I just started drawing and said, "Let me see what I can do for the cover." And because I didn't, this book meant so much to me. I didn't want nobody else touching it. I didn't want nobody else illustration. I wanted all me.
Mm.
And that's how I felt. I was like, nah, I need my picture on here. It may not be grandiose, but even when a young lady on YouTube reviewed, she said, I love this cover. It's so different, because everybody kind of using the same thing. And I
Yes.
was like, nah. And she said, it's different. I love this personal. And so a lot of people was asking me that when it first came out. Who drew the cover? I said, me.
And you know what I thought? I thought it was you and Johnny together. I thought y'all both did it together.
Mhm,
But it was just you.
mhm.
That's crazy. I thought it was
It
you
was
and
just
Johnny
me.
working together on it because I
Yeah.
knew, especially her with this purple hat, because I already know what your favorite color is. And I'm like, uh-huh. I could tell, but I'm like, I thought Johnny had helped you with it. And I'm like,
Now
oh.
you know what? Johnny did the cover totally on my second book. That was Johnny. So I made sure that the publisher put him in as the illustrator for the cover so that he could get recognition and so that he is now a published illustrator.
Yes, yes. And by the
My
way, guys, Johnny is her grandson, same age as my
grandson.
oldest son. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's why we, that's who that is. Just to let you guys know. Lil Nee said it's a gorgeous. I think I didn't kind of ran through. What else do you want to share with people? What do you want to tell
You know
people?
what?
Maybe those who are interested in writing, those who write right now and don't know what to do, with it.
Don't be scared. And when I
Mm,
when I do book signings, I write always follow your dreams. You're
mm,
never too old to follow your dreams. I'm 51. I'm 51, and this is like my life is just starting. I
mm.
was so afraid to reach out, like I would get easily discouraged. But keep typing those papers up. Keep reaching out to people. Somebody will pay attention.
Right.
Somebody will help. Keep networking. Keep asking the questions because if you don't ask, you don't know. So I
Mhm.
ask questions all the time. I'm networking. I'm like, this may sound like a dumb question. And people always say there's no such thing.
Nope.
But because sometimes you just feel like out of place. But I thank God for you guys and the funny my college students, y'all my college babies. I'm like, God bless me with college babies because He knew I couldn't do it. We're not at the time, but you never know. But I would definitely say to those who want to write, most of us are on Facebook or some type of platform. Just ask, hey, are there any publishers out there? I'm interested in writing a book. What's the first step? So it depends on if you're trying to go with a big publisher, if you're trying to self-publish. Those are two different things.
Mhm.
You got to understand the payments behind how you get paid for your books and your time and different
Mhm.
things. So it's a lot to it, but it's worth it to get your work out there.
Yeah, for sure, for
Mhm.
sure. And I mean, I'm just amazed at what you've done. And
Yeah.
I think so far you have two published books, and then you're working on the third. Was
Correct.
that right?
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah. So I'm just amazed. I'm gonna open
Mhm.
up the floor to anybody that wants to ask Keisha a question. I will read it out to her because she cannot see the chat, and it will get you entered into the giveaway. So if you want to go ahead and ask a question, this is the time to do so. Meanwhile, Miss Keisha, I don't know if have to get prepared in any way, but I
Okay.
can't wait to hear the poem for Juice and I's 10-year anniversary. And it looks like I got a question. Favorite? Oh, what is your favorite poem in this book?
Ooh. I have a few, and I actually have wrote them down too. I do.
Okay.
I think Poetress is my number one favorite.
Okay.
And then I have Intellectually Fed and God Has Sang on My Soul. Yeah. Poetress
So
is
I
my
read
favorite.
Poetress. I thought Poetress was wonderful. I did read Poetress. Which other one were you saying? Did I get to that?
Intellectually Fed is on page 19.
I don't think I got to that one yet. I'm saving it.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna look at it. And then you said God has touched my soul.
God Has Sang on My Soul. That's
God
on page 42.
Nope. Mm-mm. I'm saving it.
Okay.
But those are beautiful. Do you want to talk a little bit more about why Poetress is one of your favorites?
I think I like that poem because it resonated with me on a personal level. Because people try to tell you who you can be. They try to fit you in a box. And I'm like, nah, I'm a poetess. You can't tell me how to be or how to talk or how to be, So I don't even know where that came from. I think I was getting irritated with people at the time, but it was like, people tend to tell you, especially when you're a big girl or when you're a brown skinned girl, people try to fix you where they think you need to be. Don't tell me where I need to be. Only God can tell me where I need to be, so yeah.
I love that. We have another question. What is something that helps you as a creative person when you're feeling discouraged about your art or your creation?
If I'm feeling discouraged, I just stop. I just stop. And take a mental break.
Okay.
That's just the truth. Because I can't focus, and if I'm not encouraged. Sometimes, even in anger, I will write, because I've written in my second book, I have a little more controversy talking about abuse and different things. And some people think it's not real, but it is, especially if it's not physical. A lot of time people tend to take mental, emotional abuse is not that serious, but that's just as bad.
Yeah.
So, but if I'm discouraged and I'm like, I just say, forget it. And I just stop. And then I pick it back up when I get, let me write this down real quick. So yeah, don't overthink it. You don't overthink it. Just, if you love to do it, it's going to come. And the days it don't come, it won't come. You know what I'm saying?
So just stop where you are. Don't stress about being discouraged. And I think oftentimes that's what happens with a lot of us, right? So we know we're discouraged, and then we get stressing about being discouraged. We feel like we're on some sort of deadline or timeline that we didn't create it ourselves, right? And it just boils over, and you really don't get nothing done. But if you just stop where you are, and then just think, chill, and then the inspiration will come right back to you. Yeah.
That's why I journal. That's why I journal, because I can leave a thought there and I can come back to it.
Yeah, and I think that, like, even in the game that a lot of us play, Sims, we build buildings. They build. I don't build so great, but and sometimes I get frustrated. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta step away. I know what I want. I have it up here. It's not coming on to the screen the way I want it to. I gotta step away and I gotta come back to it later. So I think in anything that we create, any sort of way of being, this creator, you gotta step away. Even when I'm creating Instagram or TikToks, sometimes I gotta step away and say, you know what? That's not what I was trying to say. Yeah, being a content creator, sometimes you do have to step away. Yeah, you can get discouraged if you see somebody else, and I try never to compare, but you can get discouraged if you're seeing. Yeah, I think it's just human nature. But stopping, regrouping. I think that's a smart thing. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. So are you ready? I'm ready to hear this.
I'm
okay.
ready.
All right. I'm gonna pull this up and mute myself because I want to no distraction. And I won't be in the screen. I'll be over here, but I am listening. All right.
Ready? So this poem that I've dedicated to Juice and Pamela, it is called 10 Years of Forever. 10 years of forever marks the anniversary of our vows. Though 18 and a half years ago, our hearts locked, 7th period world studies. It was like, wow. We've met some highs and taken some lows. Unified, we've endured so much. That's just part of life. This is how it goes. When we made our vows, we meant what we said. We've touched every aspect of them because by God, we were led. We're so blessed that God kept us through our mess. He then entrusted us with 4 precious lives, our boys. He knew this would give us the extra motivation, that drive. As for me and my house, we will continue to serve the Lord. 10 years down with many more to go. With my deepest of love, I'm glad to share in this journey called life together. No other person would I want to be on this journey with. 10 years and many more of forever. Yeah.
I didn't even realize I was still muted. I love it. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I am so happy.